you work at 9 to 5, all of your creative energy be drained out. It is so hard for you to actually work on what you want to do. And so finding a way to balance it is so important. You don't want to ever cut off your sources of income that are working for you before you are sure that you can build your whole career. If all of your income can take from music or your art or whatever can take care of such things. What I found is giving away is for free. That's what streaming service is. You give away music for free with streaming service, and if people dig what you do, they're gonna play the music, and money will start coming in. It's like that happens. But how do you get an audience to listen to what you're doing? It's events like this. It's connecting with people really on the level that they're at. That's what I found. Like, none of the things I'm saying is absolute law, it's just what I found from my life that works. Connect with people on the level they're at with something that's valuable for you. Share that value with another person. If you share something really valuable with someone, it's going to enhance their life. And then they may want to pay you money. They may find opportunities for you so that you can make some more money somewhere else. So we can't be afraid to share what value that we have and share it for free in certain instances because no one else is going to know about it if you don't share it.
And so I think that really good take, and to take it to the Web3 realm, that's why things like standardization of metadata, though very uncool to say verbally, is the course of how you can intimately interact with an audience member in Australia, even though you're in the US. And if we continually build Hedera to be the solution that is not only fast, secure, cheap, where any artist can engage it with a barrier of entry being cost, especially for musicians who aren't typically wealthy, that being extremely low is one of the main protocol layers. But if we can build on top of that a standardization layer that allows very intricate, cool, dynamic geofencing, like if you go to a concert and you already have my NFT, you get an extra track that only if you went to that concert was there. So you get a more intimate connection with that audience. And I think that's what we need to do as we push Hedera forward, is to continually open up the box of what is innovative and not necessarily have the answer, but continually have the groundwork and the tooling for very creative people to build on top of that in ways that we never would have understood. So, yeah, makes sense.
Let me just throw 2 cents in. Because first of all, I believe this is the greatest time in history for the independent artist and musician. I'm telling you. They just don't know it yet because they just don't understand how this works. Once people start to understand what an NFT truly is, right? They don't, it's not this JPEG of an ape. It's not a JPEG, right? It's much deeper. You can tell stories with it. They're gamifications. They're programmable. And we're moving, I believe, from the creative economy into the relationship economy, right? And so that's the space. We're moving into what I call hives. I say if you want to survive, you got to build a hive. That's the game right now. It's all about building that relationship and then monetizing that relationship based on the value that you're bringing to that community. And one of the things I believe NFTs and what's going on, this is freedom. I mean this seriously. Freedom for the people at a level we've never seen before, because it allows us to have this direct-to-consumer relationship, wallet to wallet. It's outside of the centralized systems, we have labels and stuff. That game is over. Drake was the last guy to go through the music business, at least I knew it growing up. The game is now, it's all about building audience. And why I call this freedom, and I say this everywhere because this was so profound for me. I went to an NFT meetup, it's almost been a year ago. This girl gets up and she says, I'm 19 years old and I'm a photographer. I love photography. I get up every day, I eat, sleep, drink photography. I want to be the greatest photographer in the world. She says, I got into NFTs 9 months ago, and I'm so happy because I live 100% off my NFTs. I pay all my rent, I pay my car payment, and I've carved a small piece off of my local community center. And at that time, I'd given them 2.5 ETH. That was 10 grand. So you ask yourself, how many 19-year-olds are out there can actually build a business around what they want to do? That's what this technology does. It changes the game because of digital ownership. The ownership level changes. I can now interact with my fans. I can bring them into the process. I got 10 artists building on top of my photographs right now. It's great. 50-50, we'll split them 50-50. I got 10 of the best NFT guys taking my words and building on top of them. They got massive audience. Everybody wants their stuff, so it's like an incredible collaboration. I didn't do that before because I got this little robot network over here that's handling all the rights, the rules, the permissions to whatever it's connected to, right? That's a big deal. And so for musicians, for artists, this is the time you just need to learn. But the problems we have to solve is how do I onboard as an artist? Because it's complex. It's not like I can just easily go to the second thing. How do I bring my fans in? Oh, hey, go get that MetaMask. Okay, now I gotta go get those seed phrases, and now I gotta go do all this stuff, right? It's crazy. And then the third is like, okay, once I have them, come over and meet me in Discord. It's painful. It's too much. So we have a web. We have a, we have our community, which is this 2% or whatever the market is, but there's a 98%. So the next phase is really those applications that are going to be able to sit on them that I can bring anybody in, and they don't even know it's an NFT. And you're right about all the geofencing. It's all about experience, live events, real time, tied into physical goods, digital goods. This is an incredible time. And first of all, my hats off to all of you because you're here. We're freaking pioneers. Because listen, they're going to centralize everything right now. That's very dangerous. We're in a very dangerous situation when you look at the idea of centralizing is on central digital currency. Is slavery the worst thing that happened? So what we're doing is we need to kick back the power. This technology, all of this gives the power back to the people. And it's a really important time, and this is incredible. I love what you guys have today. It's great what you're doing. Again, look at the community. This is crazy, right? Even a down market, look at how horrible it is, right? Everybody's, oh, it's horrible. Don't even mention the word NFT and all that stuff, right? But look at it. We just did a collection 3 weeks ago. We sold it out, 3,000 pieces. I just heard, I talked to some other people. They just sold out the collection. So the game is there, but the key is what's the utility? Because now I can create something and I can add more value to it. That's a big deal, right? These are about bundling unique experiences and things together. It's tied to live experience, access, NFTs for access control. I get to go do this because I own this. There's just so many ways to gamify and get it. So we need to wake up the artists to realize this is the game where you're going to actually sell something, because you can't sell music anymore. Where are you going to sell it? It's go CDs, streaming business, the worst business on the planet, right? What is it? A billion streams will get you maybe, what, $3,000? The only problem is if you go look at the Spotify, only 2 or 3% of the entire Spotify catalog even hit a billion streams. So it's a horrible business model. What we're doing now is puts the power back in the hands of the people and gives them an opportunity to build their own business. And especially, we all got to get smart now because of what's going on with AI. So this game is very, very serious right now, and that's why everybody here, we need to put our thinking caps on together and figure out how we make this all happen.
Well, it's so true because it's our responsibility to shape the future. So we can't just sit back and let some manager or agent tell you what to do. I mean, when you say that game is over, do they know it's over?
They know it's over.
Yeah. Do the traditional labels know it's over?
Oh yeah, I mean the labels, the game's over, man. I mean, listen, they don't even get behind artists anymore. They moved it down to these smaller labels saying, you can have our distribution, so why don't you go build, you take the risk, right? They pass the risk. Remember, they own all the streaming services, right? I mean, that's the game. So, that's payola again, getting on those, playlists, right? So, this is our time to take over. What Seeki's doing, again, this is serious. I mean, they got a killer platform, right? It's kick-ass as it can possibly be. They've been in the game now for a while, so you guys are pioneering this space, right? So, so it's really about educating right now. We got to educate people as much as they can to realize this is the holy grail for the artist. Because I go back, just real quick, I go back when I was playing clubs, I don't know, 30 years ago, whatever it is, it was $150 to $100 a night to play a gig. Same now. No inflation. Inflation. The dollars. Think about it. The dollar's lost 90%, 85 or 90% of its value since the 70s, right? It's like it's crazy. So this is the moment for independent artist business, and I'll make the last prediction. Everything will be NFT. I don't care if you've got a yoga salon, you've got a bar or a grill. Everything is going to be that because now we have a way to handle digital ownership, selling of goods, and communicating with things, right, in a whole different way, creating experience. NFTs are experiences. That's what they are. They're not a JPEG. It's an experience, right?
No, that's exactly right. We're creating a platform that we're seeking to be like that, for lack of better words, baby's first NFT. Like there's such a depth where NFTs can go, but we like scaled it back to like, my friends that are artists, they're like, oh, that kind of scared them at first. So we made it a very easy on-ramp seeking platform, just kind of like using Spotify or something. It's a very familiar feeling that behind the scenes you're using Web3 tech, right? And so with this like easy onboarding for the masses, our real heart is to press into that deeper area where like there's the way that music's tracked, the way the music is even distributed is like very hectic and very cluttered and very like, there's a lot of royalties that aren't even like paid to people because they're not even caught, even with the live streaming music through video, that stuff doesn't get paid at all. And we really have a really big passion about it too. It's like now you can actually use NFTs to track, distribute, collect all the any information that you need to have on it to get the artist what they deserve actually. So it's kind of like we're label friendly because we know that this is where they're going to have to go eventually. So labels are very open to us, but yeah, it's basically like this whole thing is going to be revamped and reconstructed, and we're at the forefront of doing that with everybody, all Web3.
I think with labels, first of all, personally, if I was an artist, the last thing I would be doing is trying to get a label. I would put a minute into that. So for me, it's a total waste of time because it's goofy. You have the direct-to-consumer model. The beautiful part is you don't need a lot. You need to go small. That's my model. Go small. It's only a small amount of people that you need to build a business. Like that 19-year-old girl was living on maybe 50 to 100 people. It's because she created value. It's the relationship. They want to see her win. They want to get behind her. Plus they're buying those goods. So it's the relationship now, and that's where the model. So it's not about going large. It's about going small and building a repeatable model. So if you're in the lean startup principles, go look up lean startup. Lean startup will teach you a lot. Look up the lean canvas. The greatest tool that'll ever happen that'll help everybody figure out how to. It's a one-page business plan. It'll help you like crazy.
Well, there is a theory called the network effect. Pat, you're familiar with that. The network effect.
Yeah.
The community needs the network, and the network needs the community. How do you see that evolving in the music industry?
The way that we approach it, like everything everyone's saying is correct, but the main problem, and you touched on it, is like get a MetaMask, go get Ethereum, switch to Polygon, go download this thing. So the main issue isn't the utility that listeners get, it's the ease of access to that utility. So